I'll probably cut it.
Yeah. I didn't get it, and Angie did. If she doesn't get it, you know.
Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl, Miss Jaye, the trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, we're going to be talking about subscriptions, makeup subscriptions. So I subscribed to Deck of Scarlet's subscription box for over a year. And then this last year, in 2021, I subscribed to the Collective Cosmetic subscription box for a year. So I've done both of them for a year. I have lots of thoughts. If you've been thinking about getting into a subscription box, but you're not sure which one to do, we're going to get into it and talk about what you get, what the value is, who I think it's good for, and all of that. So if you're excited to learn more about these two subscription services for fantastic makeup products, then stick around because we're getting into it right now. All right, so let's talk about subscription boxes. I haven't done a lot of makeup subscription boxes. I don't really do those like Birchbox, Glossy Box kind of things anymore. I did Birchbox for a while, and I did Ipsy Bag for a while, and I felt like I was just getting these boxes of samples that were piling up. I wasn't really using them. They didn't really work with what I needed. I swear to God, if I got one more black eyeliner pencil, I was gonna scream. So I walked away. I love subscription boxes. I love mystery boxes. I think they're fun. I've done a few mystery box unboxings here on my channel. I will make sure that I link up here in the cards a playlist of all of the like hauls and unboxings that I've done. But I love them. I think they're fun. And when I found Deck of Scarlet, I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and give them a try, because they weren't like just random collections of beauty and skincare and lifestyle fitness, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. That's some like inspiration bullshit that some skinny white girl came up with. I don't need it. But Deck of Scarlet is a subscription service that really got pimped out pretty heavy on YouTube for a while. There were quite a few YouTubers like Jamie French who did sponsored videos with Deck of Scarlet. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a try. It's not too expensive. I think the first month is like $29.95, and then I think it's $32.95 a month after that. That's all inclusive. You don't pay extra for shipping. And what you get every month is you get a kit. So the kit comes with either a palette with eyeshadows and face products, and they used to have lip products. We're going to talk about that. They used to be integrated into the palette. Or you got a palette with like eyeshadows and face products, and then you got a lip product separately, and then you also got accessory products. So something else to complete the look. So there were some months where I got like a glitter eyeliner kind of thing, or I got an eyeliner pencil, or like a glitter gel or a cream highlight or something like that. Something to kind of just expand it out. But the idea behind their kits is that each month's kit is supposed to be a full look. So you should be able to take the products and create a look with them. And you could sometimes create more than one if you're doing like one shadow looks or whatever. But the idea was you should be able to take this and create some sort of very basic look for yourself. So it came with cheek products, eye products, and lip products so that you could do your full color makeup. Obviously, no foundation, no concealer, anything like that. Now, occasionally they would offer other alternatives, which would be like themed kits. So they had one that was like the holographic kit that came with like a holographic iridescent gloss that was like a face gloss and like a lip gloss and like a glossy thing for your eyes. What I felt about the alternative kits is that they were usually bullshit. They were usually not nearly the value that you would get. Because in a typical kit, you would get 3 or 4 eyeshadows, 2 face products, 1 or 2 lip products, plus the accessory product. And with any of those alternative kits, they were like 3 or 4 little standalone products. So they just were not as good. So I didn't get any of those alternative kits. The nice thing about Deck of Scarlet is that if you decided not to get a kit that month, you could snooze it and then come back. So you didn't have to like cancel and re-sign up. It was one of those things where they would give you a little preview a few days before the end of the month, and then you could tell them if you wanted that kit that they were offering, or you could pick any of the other kits that were still available. Once something was sold out, it was sold out for good. Although sometimes things would pop back on the website. That was weird. I don't know what happened there, but as long as it was still in stock, you could swap it out for another kit that was available, or you could just snooze for that month and not do it. So I liked that feature of it. I liked that you could take a look at it and be like, I don't know. And then partway through the year, they started doing a new kit every other month. So they would have a new kit, and then the alternating month was always like a re-promote of one of the older kits. So something that they still had stock on. Now, I don't know why this was, because this was every single month. And from the time that I signed up, it was always every single month. Every video that I saw from like a paid sponsorship on YouTube, they always said that it was every other month. And it wasn't every other month. The new kits were launched every other month. But you still paid the price and still got a kit every month. So I don't know where the disconnect was there, because I saw that on multiple videos. It wasn't like one person just got it wrong. I watched several Deck of Scarlet videos, and everybody said the same thing. They said it was a service that was every other month, and that just wasn't the case. I didn't see an option where you could sign up for every other month. It was always every month. So let's take a look at some of the types of products that I got. So this is one of their typical little palettes, and this is the older style before they took the lips out. So it came in a little sleeve, and you could slide it out, and usually the sleeve would match the palette, although not always. That was a little bit odd. And then you can see here, I don't know if you can see it really well. We'll maybe try to zoom in on it. So here you can see there's a little slit down the front of the palette, and that's because there's a separate piece of the cover to cover up the lip products, since those are like a creamy consistency. That way you could have this part of the palette open and use your powder products without having to worry about the powder getting into the lip products, and then you could open this up to do your lip products. So I did really like the way that they had these palettes designed. And then inside, this is where you got, so typically, like I said, the older style version that still had the two lip products in here would have the two lip products over on the side under their separate cover. And then you got 3 eyeshadows, and then some version of blush and highlight, or blush and bronzer. There was always 2 cheek products, always a blush pretty much, and then either a highlighter or a bronzer that you could use. So the idea was that you could use these and then create a full look. Now this is number 8. I've got a bunch of little accessory products. I don't remember what came with what, but I'll just show you some of the accessory products that I got in with these kits. So this is a little glitter gel. This is absolutely hardened in the pot, so this I can't actually use. But just like a little glitter gel that you could tap on for like a highlight or something to kind of go along with the look. I've had some of these products quite a while, and some of them probably need to get thrown away. And then there would be things like this is kind of a metallic lip gloss. And so this is something that you could layer over the lip products that were in the palette. This is a little double-sided pencil that was like an eyeshadow pencil, I think. Dual-ended lip-defining crayon. No, so this one was the lips. And so you got 2 different lip colors. You got kind of a pointier one and then a fatter one, so you could use a liner and then fill it in. This is a lip gloss. Some of these, like I said, they made that changeover towards the end of when I was subscribed. So a lot of these lip products, I think, came with kits where the palette didn't have the lip products in them, so they were all separate. And even when the lip products were separate, you still got 1 or 2 accessory products as well as the outside lip product. So there was also this. This is kind of fun. This is like a gloss stick for that like Glossier no makeup where you can kind of gloss over the eye, or like Pat McGrath where you put on like maybe a metallic shadow and then put a gloss over it so it looks wet and sticky and gross kind of. But that was one of the options. They had these little metallic glitter drops, kind of like the Cover FX drops. And then this is one of the palettes after they changed. So this is the number 17 kit, and this is one where it doesn't match, but you know, it's always the same sort of style, and it's got the little sleeve. So this one, you would open it up, and you still got the 2 face products, but you got 4 eyeshadows. So once they took the lip products out, they gave you an extra eyeshadow, and they still gave you the 2 face products, but then the lip products were separate, and then you also got the accessory product. So let's be 100% real. These palettes came in and have been sitting in a box pretty much since I've got them. I've played with them a little bit, but this subscription box is for people who are maybe beginners with makeup or really want a simple, no fuss, nothing complicated sort of makeup routine. This face is complicated. This isn't really meant for me. There are some beautiful colors, and I absolutely have taken like individual colors and dipped into them and played around with them, or mixed some of the more colorful shades. But this is for somebody who wants to get a kit, and it's really great, I think, for people who are not only beginners, but maybe people who feel overwhelmed by how to combine colors. So maybe they typically do like a one shadow look so that they just have to blend a little bit of one color, and they want to start to branch out into how to blend colors together. These are great because you get 3 or 4 eyeshadows that are designed to work together. You get complementary blush and highlight shades, complementary lip shades, so you don't have to try to match tones. And especially in this sort of Panda Express world that we've been living in, where it's harder to find testers and we're doing a lot more of our shopping online, you don't have to try to color match on your monitor and hope that they'll come together. You just know that a kit is going to give you at least one basic attractive look that you can do. Did I mess up my eyebrow?
No, you look good. You just have a swoop of your... Just a swoop of your wig is just over your eyebrow.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am just getting you every time.
Touch metal before you touch my face. So if you are maybe somebody who's a beginner, or you don't want to fuss around with trying to find colors that match each other, this is a great way to get some new looks. You get a little coordinated kit, you can pull it out of the box, put it on, you've got a look. Now, there are some fun, different kind of color stories that they've done. Once they're sold out, like I said, they're mostly sold out. A lot of these kits are still available on the website, and they have new ones since I left, because I left about a year ago. But let me just show you some of the different color stories. So here's one. I need to play with this, because I actually think these colors are really beautiful, and this hasn't even been touched. This is probably the last one that I got before I stopped subscribing. This is number 18, and you can see this beautiful like hot pink with blue sparkle, this beautiful pink shade. These are just really lovely. But again, like that shade I would use, but I'm not going to use it on its own. I am an industrial application. I need to combine these with other things. So, but look at this beautiful little collection. If you want just like a pink, sparkly, kind of night on the town sort of look. It's simple, but it's cute, and it's got some impact. This is one that's got some more purpley, orchidy kind of tones, this beautiful blush, this purple eyeshadow, and then it's got a neutral and a pink to kind of blend it out. And then this fun kind of pearly gloss to wear with this brown lip color. So there's some fun kits here. So here's one that's a little bit more neutral. So obviously for a big drag queen like me, not great. But for somebody who wants kind of a cool tone, gray, taupey kind of look with a little bit of plummy in the blush, and maybe this more kind of orchid, you want like a statement lip with it. This is a really cute coordinated look. Again, very simple, not too much to think about. You just use the 3 colors, mix in some lips, whether you want a statement lip or a more neutral lip. You've got some cheek options. It's just a great little kit. So who is Deck of Scarlet for? I think Deck of Scarlet, like I said, is for people who are new to makeup. This would make a great gift if you've got a teenager who's kind of getting into makeup and they're not really sure what to do. We all know what our choices were like as teenagers. We didn't always make great choices.
Lost my footing. Okay.
As Kenji just decides to dip it backwards. Some of our choices, like I remember when I was first getting into makeup, I made some real crazy choices. So these kits would be great for somebody to show them like how to combine to create a little neutral look, or to create something with a pop of color, or, you know, to really kind of play around and figure out, do I like warm tones? Do I like cool tones? They can kind of experiment with these kits, but it's all sort of no nonsense in one kit. They can get a look, and then they can start to, you know, dip their toes in and maybe mix 2 of the palettes together, or mix them together in different ways with other things in their collection. So I think for somebody new to makeup who's at the beginner level, or somebody who just wants their makeup to be simple, that is great. If you do not want to be this and you just want a simple 10-15 minutes and you're out the door in the morning kind of look, these are great. It's a great value. The stuff that I've played with, I've loved. The quality on these are really good, and you get a full look. You get the full face look for like $33. I think they're great. It's just, if you're a little bit more advanced, if you're a YouTube hooker, it should have clued me in that I didn't see any videos on YouTube about Deck of Scarlet. I'm not saying they're not out there, but with my relationship to the algorithm, when I was searching, I couldn't find them. But I didn't see any Deck of Scarlet videos by a YouTuber that wasn't a like paid sponsorship video. So that tells me that people who are really into makeup, who are following trends, this is not the subscription for you. This is not necessarily who this is geared towards. This is towards somebody who's getting into it, just wants simplicity, maybe a younger person or somebody who's new to makeup. That's who really shines with this Deck of Scarlet subscription. So now let's talk about the subscription box from the Collective Cosmetics, or perhaps I should say boxes. So the Collective Cosmetics actually gives you two options. You can either do the Decadence box, which has everything that they release for the month, and that one is $50, which includes your shipping. Or you can do the Austere box, and that one has just a few less product. It's just a smaller version. All the information is at thecollectivecosmetics.com, and that'll tell you more about what exactly is in each of the boxes. Now, obviously, I'm a big bitch. I love a big value, so I've been doing the Decadence box. $50 for what they offer, I think, is phenomenal. So I wasn't going to go with the Austere, but if you want a little bit less, and you can check and see, because I think it might be that you don't get like the highlighter or the cheek product that typically comes in. And if you're not interested in highlighters or cheek products, that might be a way to say, well, I'll just get that because then I don't have to worry about that. Although I've said before, and I'll say it again, the Collective Cosmetics makes bomb-ass highlighters. So if you're not getting their highlighters, I don't know why, because they are fantastic. But you get usually 3 or 4 eyeshadows. A lot of times you'll get a highlighter or some kind of other cheek product. Now, sometimes the highlighter will be in a standalone pan, and sometimes it'll be in a compact. Usually, if it's in a compact, if whatever the cheek product is comes in a compact, you'll get 4 eyeshadows. If it comes in just the pan, like for a magnetic palette, you usually get 5 eyeshadows. So there's a little bit there in terms of the value. If you would rather have the eyeshadows, you would rather have the cheeks. When I subscribe to the box, I don't really worry about the accessory item. There's always some sort of like physical accessory, whether it's like a hair item or like a mirror or something. I'll show you a couple examples. I don't really consider that when I'm considering the value for me, because I'm not in it for the accessory item. Same thing with the lips. I don't love the Collective Cosmetics liquid lipstick formula. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I'm picky. I have a ton of liquid lipsticks, so I never worry. I figure that I get my $50 value from getting the 4 or 5 shadows and a highlighter. And if I like the other products, then great. And if I don't, that's not what I was there for anyway. So that's how I typically kind of feel. Let me show you. You saw some of those kits that I got from Deck of Scarlet. With Collective Cosmetics, it's very different. So here is the main magnetic palette that I got from the Collective Cosmetics. When I first signed up, they sent this palette. And I have to tell you, in one of my review roundups, I'll go ahead and link it up here in the cards for you if you haven't seen it. I ragged on this palette. I was like, I'm glad I got this for free because I'd be really side-eyeing this. I have to kind of walk that back a little bit. One thing I've noticed, so I love Give Me Glow. If we can take a little divergence. If we...
Sorry.
Divergence. If we can take a little detour into another brand for just a second. I love the shadows from Give Me Glow, but their matte shadows I have a hard time with because I feel like in the palette that they're stored in, they tend to crack. And I think some of it is that some of these magnetic palettes, the magnet is so strong that when you're taking them in and out, I feel like the force of the magnet on the metal for like the Give Me Glow shadows, it's actually cracking the shadows. I think that's what's causing it. It's a little bit of a drier formula, and so I'm a little bit like, oh, is it maybe that these magnets are too strong? And so I have to kind of take back what I said about this palette. It's still like obviously not my favorite palette in the world, but I do love that the magnet is not as strong. It holds everything in place. Like I don't have to worry. Nothing is moving. I've had magnetic palettes where things will actually shift and move. This doesn't do that, and it's not so strong that it cracks the shadows. So I was a little bit sassy. I have to kind of walk back from that. That's me. I just am a smart mouth and I don't think before I talk. So, but I actually like that because I will say, if we open this up, these shadows from the Collective Cosmetics are a drier formula. I haven't had any problems with cracking. They are a little bit of a drier formula. And look at this color selection. Now, this is about 11 months worth. I couldn't get the last month onto here. So these are shadows from about 11 months. Now, I've rearranged them, obviously, into this sort of rainbow pattern that we see here. They weren't done like that. It's not like this was a month and that was a month. They were kind of mixed together in really interesting combinations. That's another thing that I liked, is that theoretically you could take a subscription box from the Collective Cosmetics and create a look, but it's not like the looks that you get from Deck of Scarlet, which are these very neutral, wearable. These obviously have some wild colors. They have some interesting textures, but that's what I'm here for. I think that these are gorgeous shadows, and even ones that look a little similar in the pan. What I find really interesting about the Collective Cosmetics, because they're all handmade, are that sometimes a shadow will look almost the exact same. Like these two look very similar in the pan, but when you apply them, there might be some like glitter that comes out, or maybe there's like an undertone. One turns very blue, one turns very yellow. So even if they look similar in the pans, they often apply very differently. And there are these beautiful, unexpected undertones and textures that emerge when you apply them that I think are really fantastic. Now here is another, this is the last one that I got from December. These are the shades, and then these are the individual highlight pans. So like I said, if it doesn't come in a compact, it'll come in this slightly smaller refill pan that you can put into a magnetic palette. And so these are the highlighters. I mean, look at these colors. Like that color for a highlighter, you're not getting that from Deck of Scarlet. Like that's a unique, interesting green with blue shimmer highlight. I love that. And this sort of duochrome highlighter, and I think that these colors are absolutely gorgeous. But, you know, this collection here is not necessarily a collection you're going to get from Deck of Scarlet. You can absolutely make at least one look, if not a couple of looks, depending on how you combine them, with these eyeshadows here. But it's not the sort of like just popping out the door to go to work in the morning kind of looks. These are much more thoughtful, much more complex kind of looks that you can create. So these are two of the cheek products. This is a blush bronzer duo that came in one of the boxes, and then this is one of the highlighters. I haven't had a chance to play with this, but I'm glad that I got to show it to you the way that it is, because it's beautifully marbled. So this is one of the highlighters, and you can see how there's all of those beautiful colors just like marbled together, and it's just gorgeous. This is one of the split pan blush bronzer duos. So this one you can see it's got that beautiful kind of terracotta rose blush, and then it's got a bronzer in there. And so this is combined. So these are really interesting, unique. Again, they're all handmade, and so you get a lot of variation, but you get some really interesting sort of combinations with them. And then, of course, there's often lip products. This is just like a liquid lipstick. And then there are the accessory products. And they are very unique and interesting and always themed to the box. So this is a little pair of earrings. They're little like ear hooks that you can put through. I don't have pierced ears, so these are going to go to Mama Champagne, and I just didn't. I forgot to bring these home for Christmas, so these are going to go to Mama Champagne. She gets most of my earrings that I get in boxes and things. And then there's just this simple like fairy tale mirror, which is really pretty. It's just a simple little plastic mirror. They've had a headband so you can put your hair back and keep it out of your face while you're doing your makeup. They're just fun little accessories. And so like I said, I'm not in it for the accessories, but every once in a while I do get accessories that I can use. There was a head chain that had little leaves on it that I was able to turn into a bracelet that I actually wear in my everyday life. And here we have a couple of fun like green stoned hair ornaments.
Party. Oh, sorry.
I'll let you talk.
These are the type of things that I absolutely do tuck into my hair from time to time. If you saw my Jeffree Star Halloween unboxing of the mystery boxes, I had little bat ears in my hair, and those were from a Collective Cosmetics Decadence box. So I love these. So I always consider the accessories a bonus if they work for me, and if not, I just regift them to someone who will love them. So who is the Collective Cosmetics subscription box for? I think that this is a great option for people who are a little bit more intermediate. So if you're interested in getting into single shadows and playing around with single shadows, this could be a great option. Because as you saw with that palette, you get a whole rainbow of beautiful colors, different interesting undertones and textures. Now the shadows are not necessarily beginner friendly. They are a drier formula, and there are some people that like straight out the gate can just work with a drier formula. I'm not that person, so they definitely have taken me a little bit of getting used to. But they are beautiful, they're well made, and because they are handmade, you get this different sort of feeling to them. They don't seem like just a mass-produced shadow that you can get anywhere. They feel special, and they feel sort of specially made just for you. They're like a little bespoke collection that comes to you every month. And so you get that personal touch. They often spray the box with their Dark Astoria perfume, which is phenomenal. I haven't bought a bottle of that yet, but it's coming. And so I think it's really great if you are a makeup enthusiast and you like color, you like variety, and you like getting those fun, kind of maybe a little off-the-wall color stories all together. And if you like building up a singles collection that you can really get into and play around and mix and match, I think this is going to be great for you. And I love that it does come at 2 different price points. I love that if you want to just get everything. Do the Decadence box, do all of the products or whatever. But it does give you the option, if you just want to get a few less products and you just want to try a few things, you can spend a little bit less and you can get fewer products, but still get the same sort of handmade, bespoke feel. So I think that the Collective Cosmetics is a wonderful option for makeup enthusiasts. I think that it's much more, if you're a YouTuber, if you're somebody who follows beauty YouTube, Deck of Scarlet is maybe not going to be great for you because it is so basic, simple, and not in a bad way. I don't mean that like basic, like
a bitch. She's basic.
I mean basic as in like simple, easy to use, easy to understand. The Collective Cosmetics, you have to do a little bit more work in your brain. It has to have a little bit more of your artistry combined with it, but you can do so much more and you can combine the colors in such interesting ways. And they don't look like other things that are going to be in your collection. All right, so that is my comparison of Deck of Scarlet versus the Collective Cosmetics. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think? Have you subscribed to either of those services? Do you like them? Do you not like them? What was your experience like? Are there any other makeup subscriptions that you think I should be following? Is there something that I should be getting and trying out and maybe even reviewing on this channel? Let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, don't forget that you can give me a thumbs up if you like this video, or if you think that I'm a terrible person and maybe Deck of Scarlet is your favorite thing in the world and I trashed it, you can go ahead and give me a thumbs down because it's all engagement either way. I don't care. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try my hardest to upload at least 1 video a week, and sometimes, if you're very good, I might even have a bonus video for you. Ooh, special. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, relaunching soon, The World of Champagne at JanessaJ.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. I love hearing your feedback, and I love to hear what ideas you have for future videos. And until I see you again, bye. And so for this one, then you would open it up. Oh, then there'd be fucking plastic. So what was I talking about? Oh, that's a boring one.
I think it's pretty, but I'm a boring lady.
So the Collective Cosmetics gives you 2 different options that you can do. Oh.
I could see just the edge
Oh.
of it. Sorry.
Or are you stopping inserting?
I'm just adjusting. I can do a start and stop if you'd like.
I just obsessive is what I have. I'm like, no, this zoom is closer than the zoom was before, so we gotta pull it out so it's similar to the zoom, so you have options.
I don't have pierced ears, so these are gonna go to Mama Champagne, and I just didn't. Oh, pretty. Now how much would you pay? That's it. That's the joke. I don't know. I felt like there was more, and then it didn't come, and so I was like, nope, that's it.
Oh, so just that one, I mean, that one sentence was
much would you
literally
pay?
the joke.
Yeah, because I'm kind of thinking about, like, where they always are doing, like, infomercials, where they're like, now how much would you pay? Well, don't answer yet, because you'll...
Oh, the very beginning.
But that's kind of an infomercial sort of thing. Nobody cares.
I mean, you can explain it after. People will be like,
Jokes are
"That's
much funnier if you explain the joke.